Hello and welcome to another edition of our Sawdust City Happy Hour tastings, and welcome to the CFL season, everybody. Don't forget to use the promo code CFL to get yourself free shipping on your first order over $100. Available to Ontario residents only, of course. It must be of legal drinking age. As always, joined by the Brewmaster and co-founder of Sawdust City Brewing, it is Sam Corbeil. And Sam, today we have one of the many evolutions of one of your classics at Sawdust City. Why don't you tell us about what we're working with here?
Oh, so today we got our Salted Mango Sour, which is a variant of our Corbeil effect, which is a kettle sour or Berliner Weiss. This one's loaded with way too much mango, and then we put a little bit of salt to more of an accentuator. Like salt can make things pop, and you want a little bit of that flavor. It almost pours out. It looks like a mango lassi when you pour it out. It's super thick, and it's just this vibrant orange. It's all the mango you can grab in there. It actually looks amazing. When you pour it out, you'll just see this orange.
Oh yeah, it is. It's got almost like that super hazy IPA-ish type look to it, but it ain't that, right? I mean, it's a completely different family inside the beer genus and species here, but it's amazing. Like I'm somebody who loves mango, like fresh mango or mango that's sliced up, and I mean, even putting it in shakes and different things. Like the mango is really, really multiple. What were some of the pros and cons for you specifically dealing with mango? Because you joke that you jammed way too much of it into this thing, but man, it comes through thick and it is tasty.
So we use a concentrated puree, which is it was Alfonso mangoes, and it's just reduced without the liquid. So it was super pulpy, like just thick. Like we had to use this industrial pump just to try to move it, and then
That's funny though, because I don't think of mango as being pulpy all that much, but obviously it comes in that natural state, right?
Oh yeah, and then of course it blends with the sour, so you get that tartness, and then just mango juice. But we fermented it on the mango for about a week, let all the natural sugars ferment, and then that sort of sourness will cut through any. It looks thick and viscous, but the sourness just helps lift it, and all you get is like mango and sour.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, what is the danger of working with the salt? Because I would imagine that when you're trying to balance everything, you always shy away from the nerdy brewing stuff, as you say, because it feels like people won't be interested in it. I think a lot of people get something out of it because they like to know what they are enjoying, the crafts and the hard labor that you guys put into it. So tell us about working with salt specifically when you're trying to balance out all of these flavors.
Well, with the salt, you don't want to go too much because, again, if you put it in, you can't take it out. And you don't want it to taste salty. You just want to add a bit of salinity to the tongue, that sort of like thickness, which I think is there. And you sort of get that, your finish is a little salty. So you get sour, sweet mango, and salt. So you're getting a lot of you're getting assaulted with flavors and feelings. And so it's not overpowering salt. It's just there to add a little bit of a zing. We use pink Himalayan salt, non-iodized. We wanted to make it as as base as possible, and we used about 1 kilo for the whole 17, which is a little slightly higher than maybe you'd find in some other styles, but because it was so much sour and so much sweet, we needed that a little bit more, so it wasn't too much, but still there, and you can notice it.
Is there a moment of hesitation as you're getting ready to unleash 1 kilo of Himalayan sea salt?
Well, you sort of you do the math and you think, damn, maybe we should do half of this. And you're like, yeah, you know what? Let's just do it. And then we could always, if we needed, and then I still think we were safe. So we could add more if we wanted to, but everyone was happy with how it turned out. They liked the end product, so we stuck with it, and it worked. We only used salt like twice ever before.
Really?
We did a caramel sea salt once, and then we have done a goza before as well. Gozas are, traditionally it was just the water had a little bit of salt in it, where it was brewed in Leipzig in Germany, but now people add salt back to it to give it the same traditional feeling. But those are the only 2 times we've ever used salt. It's not obviously something that finds its way into a lot of beers, but this one, salted mango is a thing, and it tastes good. So why not make it into a beer?
I love talking with you about the food pairings that you get with all of these different beers that you guys have. I think last time we talked about this, it might have been lusciousness or something of that nature. That actually, you know what it was? It was the skinny dip and stout that we were talking about, like how well it would go with certain things. What do you imagine a salted mango kettle sour going well with?
Well, because I mentioned the mango last year, I'm sure with any spicy Indian food, I think it would be great. Like the sourness and the fruit will cut right through any of that heat or any of the fattiness of the food, and the spices would just be perfect. So, or maybe even something Thai, like you have the Thai mango salad, where that's amazing. So I would, in place of that, just insert wherever you would find mango in like some pairing, just that you'd already find it, just substitute in this beer, and I think you'd have something awesome on your hands.
I'm even
tacos. I mean,
I was just about to say, I was actually imagining like a shrimp taco where you mix in red pepper, matchsticks along with mango, because I know we do that at home once in a while, and it is delicious. And yeah, it would totally cut through and match pretty nicely on it. But the pairings for it, I'm sure there's a lot of imagination that you can go with. We down the road are going to have Corbeil effect, which is the original on this, and some other variations. But where did you land on this? Why did you land on salted mango? Where did this come from?
With each of the brewers, we went through, like everybody sat down, we all came to the table with a number of different, and the idea was that it was going to be two, like something and something, like we have Scotch bonnet pineapple, we have salt mango, and blueberry lavender. So all of them were like combos. We wanted to do a double, and that was sort of the idea. And we put like a list together of, I guess we had like maybe 6 at the top, and then we sort of put it out to the company and asked everybody, what do you guys think? Because I mean, obviously, we could do what we want all the things, just put it out there, but we wanted to get a better cross section. Like not everyone that works in the brewery is necessarily going to have the same likes. We want to do this as much as democratic as possible, so that we could hit as many people up and figure out what sort of the idea, what people wanted. And this one came up pretty popular along with the other 2 that we did. So of the 6, we chose the 3. We still have a board up with all of the different ideas. So maybe next year we'll, go back to that and find some other ones. But these ones that we did this year, those were the tops, and that's what the people wanted. And it also comes down to sometimes what can you source. Sometimes like the ideas are crazy, and someone yells out a fruit. Like we were looking at a pawpaw fruit. That was actually one that really everybody wanted to do, this pawpaw, which is you can find in this part of the world, but I could not get it anywhere. Apparently everyone bought it all up, and now it's super expensive. You couldn't do it. So that one got pushed aside, and we weren't able to do it. So sometimes it's just out of necessity. Luckily everybody, was very happy with these, and it was okay, but sometimes you just can't do what you want to do.
Yeah, absolutely. That's understandable. Now, I'm wondering, when was there a time, or has there been a time for you where something was difficult to source, but you just said, there is no way that I'm letting this go to the wayside, because what we've got going in front of us is too good. Like, I need to find this. I need to get this ingredient to make this a reality, because I can't say no.
Well, it was actually this week. This
really
a bit of a freak out, because apparently, like with the weather that we've been having this year, raspberries have become scarce and very expensive, like twice as much. They're still not that expensive, but like when I reached out thinking, there's no big deal. Like this is just something we get all the time. And I reached out to my supplier, and he's like, I don't know if you're going to get any, man. I'm like, what? And like, apparently with all the drought that happened out west, it like decimated the raspberry crop. It doesn't always come from Ontario. Maybe the heavy rains have done something to the one here, but for our Viva Puff Stout, I couldn't get our Canadian raspberries, and it's kind of getting panicky. We was able to get it, but he's like, it's going to be way more. And I'm like, I don't care. I don't care how much it costs. I don't have a choice.
Right.
So I mean, it turns out it was double what it normally would have been, but it's not huge. I'm sure if mangoes were harder to get, they'd be more expensive, but I mean, we couldn't not put the raspberry in our Viva Puff, so it was like, well, it is what it is. So just send it. I can't change it now, like exactly like you said. Like it's just that we've been doing it now. This will be our 3rd year of doing it, and we can't not have it in there. integral to that particular beer.
Yeah, and I've had the Viva Puff Stout, and it is delicious. It was one of the first beers that I believe you guys sent us last year when we were working on radio, and we were very fortunate to have that 2-4 come in, and we started picking through them, and every one of them was, oh, that's interesting. Oh, and then came to that one and went, whoa, okay, yeah, I haven't seen that before. I'm also just imagining, you guys try to slip some strawberry in there, cut it with some strawberry, and then somebody who's a passionate Viva Puff Stout lover takes a sip and goes, the hell they do to this thing? Like, people know, right?
Yeah, we can't mess with that. I mean, there is a Viva Puff strawberry version, but that's a different cookie. So we have to stick to the original raspberry Viva Puff. I mean, for those that are out there that follow the Viva Puff, you know, the one we used to have.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, this is, I'm sure this would go well with a Viva Puff as well. Maybe you could have a little Viva Puff Stout and save yourself some Salted Mango Kettle Sour and enjoy them both as we head into the CFL season here. Why not? Just double fisted during the CFL season. That's what we're headed towards, I'm sure, with people hanging out and enjoying themselves.
It kicks off today, right?
It does, yeah. So as we're taping this for people, this is Thursday evening that we are sending this out for you. And Hamilton is in Winnipeg right now. Warm-ups begin in about 2 hours from now. And then
very exciting.
We are off and running with 60-plus games. And I've been doing radio hits around the country throughout the day and writing stories and things like that. And everybody's, so what do you expect from this season? And I'm like, honestly, guys, your guess is as good as mine, and I'm excited to just find out with you. It's very organic the way that fans, media, coaches, players are going into this without any real form of expectations. And so we are just headfirst into the season, and let's see where it goes from here. And I feel like there's going to be a lot of discovery. There's also going to be a lot of overreaction, right? Which is the innate thing that you get when you've gone 2 years without something. The first game, everyone's like, oh, Hamilton's amazing, Winnipeg's trash, and oh no, we got 16 more weeks to make our way throughout this season and find out how teams actually look. But it's exciting, and it's nice to be back on the field and for people to have a reason to enjoy your guys' great product as well moving into the CFL season. Because I know that there's a lot of seasonal fits that you guys have coming out into August and beyond that people will obviously want to be able to get their hands on.
Yeah, and I'm super excited for this finally CFL to come back and start again. This is a very exciting day. I mean, that's huge, and I'm glad that we can be a part of it and help celebrate something so important to the fabric of sports in Canada.
Absolutely. Sam, thank you as always. Cheers for the Salted Mango Kettle Sour. Once again, check it out. SawdustCityBeer.com is where you can find it.